couple updates. One was about dying. Hold. Dying and the spells being reset. You die. So all this function from the server, die. Happens to drop all of the spell pages that you picked up that were not the ones that you spawned with in the game. That way you still have spells when you respawn. We don't have to update your book when you respawn. Well, actually we do. No, we don't. Because we just remove the extra one. Basically, we iterate through the spells that you're holding in your book. Your book stores them. And if the spell is not one that you spawn with, then you'll drop it on your death. We apply a little offset to them to spread them out so you can see if there are multiple pages on the ground. Just convenient, play a sound, etc. Well, one of the issues was whenever the clients, the people who joined the server, because there are clients, there's the server, and they operate on two separate networking places for some of the time. Basically, what was happening was this. Whenever the clients died and they lost spell, or really, whenever the clients gained spells after they killed someone and picked up spells, well, whenever they cast spells, the spells were not casting properly. One, if you picked up a second spell and you casted one and it goes on cooldown, cast the other, it wouldn't cast. The reason is because I simply didn't replicate the held spells array. So if we update your held spells on the server, because the server is doing all this logic for safety, and just so it's done in one place, there aren't different realities going on, and we just tell each of the clients what's going on. Well, if the client is going there and looking to see what the spells are, or actually, the issue is really different. One, well, yeah. So the thing is this. So whenever you cast a spell, the client, notice there's some server logic, but the client is what determines whether or not we can cast a spell. And that's helpful for a few reasons. But basically, I choose to have the client do this. Well, the problem is, if the values in your spellbook are not replicated down to the client, well, when you update them on the server, the client doesn't know. So whenever I pick up a new shield spell, I cast one, and it says, okay, you have one shield spell, and it's not on cooldown, cast it. Okay, cool. But then if I try and cast a second one, I have a second one, I should be able to cast it because my first one's on cooldown, but my second one is not. I should be able to cast it. Well, when I picked up a new spell, my client isn't even aware that I've picked up a new spell. The book is, and because the book's visuals are replicated, the book matches, but not the client. So now that's replicated so the client knows. And that fixed that. That was the only issue. Really, there were like some other interesting things I had to replicate to make the pages look proper and whatnot, but now that all works as well. The main other things I added, this is announcements are done, music is done. Take a couple things. I added some UI stuff, trying to see what else I did before. I added a threshold for team deathmatch, kill threshold, just for visual. We do match, do team deathmatch. You have this kill threshold. I have it set to 20 for now, so you can see if there how many people are on each team and how many kills each team is to see how far they are from the threshold. I just went to look at Black Ops 1 and see what they do. They have the two teams bottom left next to where the rest of your UI already is, and the two scores are like a bar graph, but horizontal. They're moving this way until one of them eventually hits 75. So I got inspired by that to make something like this. I added some crystal icon stuff. Is that what, right away, really? Checking. Dropping on death is good. Page rip is good. I added that. Yeah, really, I guess it is crystal icons. Okay, so I added icons for the objectives because I don't want to have something like, I don't want it to be like Battlefield or Call of Duty Domination where it makes sense for you to have a visual HUD in your combat goggles to see glasses, whatever, to see where the objectives are in real life. But in this game, in this medieval world with magic, there you don't have that ability. You might know kind of where they are, but not really. So, it's especially if it's like your first time playing on a map, you need to know who has captured the objectives and where are they. I don't know if I'm gonna add I don't think I'm gonna add a mini map to the game. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think so. So we do need some way of visualizing the objectives. So instead of having the player memorize it, so here's an example. So if we go to the forest, we go to domination. Right now there are 4 objectives. And so there's the Warlock crystal. I'm on the Warlocks team. There's the Wizard crystal. There's the East crystal and the West crystal. Winner is the team that captures all 4 of them for even an instant, all of them. That's how you win. It's instant. So it probably takes a while to get that. Or maybe you split up and go and capture it, or maybe you get one guy, whatever. A bunch of different things can happen. Well, either players can memorize it, and if they don't know where the crystals are, then you actually have to run around and find out. Here's one. Okay, here's another. There's another, the enemy's base. And then there's kind of a hill that goes over here. This is not the final map. I don't know. And then there's another crystal on the other side. East, west, north. That's the Warlocks. South, that's the Wizards. And then if we go to the maze, there are no objectives on Team Deathmatch, so that won't work. It won't appear. Here, the hall, there are only 2. Capture the Flag is the only map that exists. There are only the Warlock and Wizard bases. And then on the hall, not the maze, there are 3. There's the center, and then there's Wizard Warlock base on our side, and Wizard base on the other side. So I think that makes the most sense because players won't immediately know how many objectives there are. This lets you know. And I could have it as like a page in your book. You have to flip through and back to the rules and stuff. This just makes it more self-explanatory, and I like it. It feels okay. It doesn't feel cheesy or meta, whatever. And then whenever flags are captured, their crystal colors or their captured colors will update. There's a little border that surrounds each one. And whenever you capture it, it updates to match your color. So if you're on the Wizards team, you're on the blue team, no matter what. Even if you're on the Warlocks team, you're on the red team always. So if I'm on the Warlocks, I'm on the red team. So, all right. So, ooh, interesting. I'm surprised that did that twice. Not a big issue, but something to look into. Thought that wouldn't happen. I thought that when the victory announcement happened, they cancel and stop subsequent announcements, but maybe not because it's already. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But you saw that the color of it changed. So there's the outline. So what it could look like would be. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll pull up three players. Do a listen server and 3 clients. Listen server will host. Do dominant matter now, but do domination in a sec. Another game. So what'll happen is one team captures a crystal. It'll be blue on every blue or red, whatever color their team is on. And then everybody will see the same UI, and then it just continues updating. That's it. So you would see, oh, there are 3 red crystals and 1 that's blue. Well, game can end really quick. The red team, the Warlocks, just need to capture 1 more flag. So, and I'll just start it as is, and then the rest of the people will just be assigned. So, in this case, we have the server. Hold on one sec. Okay, we have the server and a client on the Warlocks team, and the Wizards. Okay, I don't know why that killed instantly. Oh, I think 2 beams. Yeah, that's why. The beams were touching each other. They overlapped, and I stepped into both of them, so I died instantly. Okay, but here we go. So if I capture this flag down here, and the game won't end because the other team, well, in domination, you have to capture all the flags. There's no death or cooldowns or anything. You have to capture all the flags to win. So everybody, all 3, both clients on opposite teams and the server on the Warlocks, all see that the Warlock base crystal, if I look down, you'll see it. Warlock base crystal on the right is captured by Warlocks. But now we're going to see that the Wizard base crystal is captured. That's how you tell what's going on. And then the game will end when all 4 are blue or all 4 are red. Or if the only wizard on the Wizards team leaves, the game will also end. The Warlocks will be winning. It's so nice to not see any bugs there. Oh, it feels so good. It's like not a positive inward feeling, but just neutral. It's just it's nice to see something. You're like, yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like. It's just, that's it. It's not, oh my God, it's just neutral. It's like it didn't go downwards. There was no fuck up. So it feels so elevating. It's a very nice feeling. That's that. So whenever a team, that's a function that's already existed for a while. There are two people on both teams and one guy leaves, game is still going. They go. This guy can't win. Fucking, he just leaves. Okay, well, these guys win. They don't still have to go and capture all the objectives just to end the fucking game, nor do they have to leave by themselves. The game will end and then smoothly kick them out as normal for a convenient experience. So that's how that works. Anything there? I need to check. Curious real quick. Why? So whenever we won, it said the Wizards were victorious because it was solo, and I captured the flag. Actually, you know what? Let me replicate that. Let's see what happens. So we'll do domination. We're going to capture a flag. There's nobody on the other team, so we're going to win by default. So I don't have to capture the fucking everything to end. But two announcements played. One. But then, which is good, that it buffered. Sure, the buffer's working. Awesome. But there shouldn't be any more announcements because the game's done. So I thought that would be. But maybe I didn't do that? Maybe I just didn't add that functionality? Maybe did I just not care? Or did I just forget? Thinking I forgot. Yeah, I guess so. I'm not picturing in my head. Normally I'm pretty good about picturing stuff. I can't picture or remember adding the logic to check which announcement is going to be played. And if it's being played, then to clear. I guess it. Announcement. Clear announcement queue though. So maybe not. I'm probably just a dumbass and misremembering. Let's see. I'm totally stupid. I forgot. It wasn't functions that I created. It was events. That's why I wasn't picturing it in the function. Okay. Stupid. So we play the victory sound on all. Play specific sounds. We play next announcement. This passes. Next announcement passes. Yeah, I'll fix this. I'm not gonna record it all here, but that's it. So Crystal UI. I don't know. Stuff looks a lot cleaner now. I went to. I'll show you a little widget stuff real quick. I just realized something. I was having this issue where I was getting stuff cutting off the screen when I was in this small window, or when I in another separate resolution. It's taller, but it's thinner. Some of the widget stuff would get cut off. Solution. Put your widgets in a way that are correct and are where they need to be, no matter what the resolution is. For example, now, even if I horizontally shrink and move around this, notice that because these widgets are anchored to the middle, and everything is contained within a vertical box, it's just one thing that as the sides go, it can stay where it is and not get cut off the screen on any side. Granted, if you had like a super, super thin, tall one, I guess technically there's a minimum size. Do I have a size box doing that? Is that why? Yeah. I have size boxes in here that eventually restrict the size from being too small. So sure, if you were at like a super mega tiny resolution, then you'd get some cutting off, but I think that's fine. So the problem was I would go down to like 1280 720 or something else funky, or even horizontal a little bit. Stuff would be cut off the side. If that happened, you were in the game and it cut off your settings menu, then you'd be fucked. You wouldn't even be able to fix your settings so that you could go back to full screen. So I did that with a couple widgets. Before, these guys were not in one vertical box that is now moved around together. They were separate widgets, which just made things not as clean and not as nice. Like when the buttons are the same length now too, it just feels better. Seems cleaner design. Same thing here for the scoreboard at the top. I combined everything in this one horizontal box that has a size box, and it has a size box. That way, if there's only 2 crystals or 0 crystals for team deathmatch, or 4 for the forest, or fucking 10, whatever. 10 would be too many; they would overlap. But right now, there's only 4. This guarantees that there is enough room to keep space between here, so that they're not touching each other and overlapping, and also so that it's just uniform, so that no matter what game mode, text is still here, and it's not, oh, you start the game and then it starts here whenever you start. So you start and then you choose the game mode and then it changes. Instead, it stays the same size. But if you're not on Team Deathmatch, kills don't matter. So these horizontal boxes, the horizontal boxes that contain the kills, the threshold, and the actual number of kills, this goes away. But the vertical box that contains it still exists and is filling the space, and the size box stays. It's all under one thing that has a minimum size box, so that even if all this shit was destroyed somehow, bugged out, it's all the same size, so you don't have stuff jerking around, just shitty UI on the screen. Another thing was this game auto start I had too high, so when there are game selection buttons here for you to choose which game mode, this was overlapping, stupid. Now it's lower. 2, now I just said fuck it. I'm just going to center it on the entire screen. I have a border so that you can see it better compared to the background. It darkens the background a little. It's just black with lower opacity. This is now just centered and anchored to the bottom, so that if I actually haven't even, but I can mess around with everything here, and actually, really, all the way until we get to that minimum size-ish, and it's actually thinner than the minimum size. Maybe it can't go below half the minimum size. The size box here is 1,000, but I guess it's not actually that. Oh, I guess it's 1,000 units, and those units are probably scalable. I think those are slate units. These are not pixels. So, even though it looks like it, 1280, about 1100. This is actually not near it. This is probably like 800 pixels here. Like, it's about 800 there. So, actually, we can check. Yeah. It's actually 900. But regardless, the widgets are now like this, so nothing gets cut off unless you're at like a mega funky resolution. Even then, still nothing. Still not getting cut off. So that's it. This doesn't change how the widget's designed. It just shows on your output what will the widget look like. Will your shit get cut off? So I'm gonna have to look at that on other things too. Game over widget probably needs to be cleaner. Yeah, like see like this. What the fuck is this? So if I'm on 1920 1080, this resume is fine. But if we go horizontal, oh shit. Is it because this is anchored to the side? I'll fix this right now. This is there. Interesting. Just gonna collapse all these to see what's happening. So game over is centered. This is cool. It's fine. But it's these things that are on the edge of the screen that get kind of wonky. I think it's just the alignment. I mean, that's really it. And if anything, why not just make this alignment be either 0 or 0.5 to go back one? There we go. So that it's centered. And that fixes everything, right? So now everything's... I don't know why I even had it on the side, honestly. I think this is one that is focused on the beginning. Cool. So once this widget is created, set focus so that if you're using a controller, it immediately focuses this button. You don't have to click with your mouse, then focus it. So what is this? This says, that widget is the one that when we create this when we create this widget, we say which team won. Say set the game over message. So we say so and so, either Warlocks or Wizards, win whatever the game mode is. I have string. Oh. Excuse me. And really, is that true? Really? Do we actually update the text like that? I forgot that even happens, if true. We'll go here, capture a flag real quick. Okay, it totally isn't doing that. Unless yellow is the... Well, red and green. Yeah, I guess it is. If you're the loser, you have to die. Let's test that real quick. I haven't looked at a loser screen in a while, because normally I just test two on the same team. I should probably not do that as much. I'll have one guy create a game, search for a game on the other. Opposite team, capture the flag. Instead of capture every guy, can't then the guy just can't see the other message. It looks like we lose. So he'll join, both spawn, capture the flag, and then one guy will just kill himself. That's it. And then he can't respond, so the game's over. Doesn't matter what the flags are. Capture the flag, start game. Cool. So he's here. He's here. It's more interesting for the client, for me to see what the client sees, because that's where the issues normally go on. Because the server sees everything, all the info. The client only sees the shit that's relevant to him and the stuff from the server that he is told to see via replication. So the server's going to kill himself. So beam. 1 and 2, he's dead. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's it. Okay, cool. He sees the red. Is that this should be centered, and then more centered here, and he sees the yellow. So cool. Okay, don't dislike that. Do, however, want these. This is a horizontal box. Huh? This is centered, but should this be fill? This be fill? That's fine in the middle. How does this look? That is fine. It looked a little wonky. It looks like, oh, it's this. Is it seconds? What exactly is the time? Update countdown seconds. The text is just the number. So I'm not sure why. Is there padding on the right? No? Oh, there's a size box on the seconds remaining, and it's too big. The returning to the lobby is like maximum 10 seconds. So I'm gonna just place the seconds remaining with -- so I can see how wide it might be. Then I'll just do 99. Big. That fits. That's fine. I'll do -- and I'll just kill myself because then I get the same message. And now it should be more centered. Yo. Beam. Oops. 1, 2. Okay, good. Oh, wait. It's not captured the flag, so... Wait, what? We're in domination. I just died. Beam. Interesting. I actually have no idea why the game didn't end right there. Unless it doesn't happen in domination. Beam. 1, 2. Oh. So the game actually isn't ending early. But it should. Oh. Because death doesn't... Oh, interesting. So I do need to add another short circuit for domination. Because in domination right now, the short circuit victory only happens... So in domination, there's no check to see if domination ends whenever there's a kill. But what should happen is, whenever there's a kill, You should just check to see if no, we can't do it with kills anyway, because if we do, that would mean that if I wanted to go solo and just fight the AI, I'd choose team deathmatch. And I could have like a custom thing. This is a PvP game. Really want to just go fight the AI? Just go team deathmatch. So you go team deathmatch and you get a kill. But if you get a kill, oh wait, but you're not going to be killing enemies. But if you die, well, if you die, I think the game will end actually if you die too. I guess you can also do domination and then not capture an objective as well. That too. Basically, domination only ends ever when you capture an objective, which means that, yeah, so there will always be an objective that's capturable, because if you have all four, then it means you've won, you're already getting kicked out. But if you don't have all four, that means there's at least one that you can capture, because either the enemy owns it or nobody owns it, which means you can capture it. Whenever you capture it, that's when we do the game check, the end game check. And that is the only time when you actually get kicked out of the lobby. So I think it's actually fine then. Oh, yeah, that actually is fine, because we don't need to check based on a kill to kick you out. Instead, whenever somebody leaves, we already check. So for a game to be empty and not end immediately, then I almost don't even need the checks for the kill. That way, if you die and you're in capture the or in team deathmatch, die to the enemies, then the game will end. That would be kind to single player people, because if I want to avoid the scenario where one team leaves and the other team is stuck and they have to manually leave instead of just getting kindly kicked out, well, I already handle that by these guys leaving, the game ends. I think it's fine for now. I don't think it's that bad. Die, then you get kicked out. The point is, it's a game anyway. Other games you can't even start them. Like I think Major Arena, actually maybe you can host it and start it solo, but I'm not actually sure if you can. But hold on. Oh, I'll be right back. I just threw up a little. All right. Shitload of lemonade today. Probably the most volatile. So, oh, and a lot of fruit and stuff. So a lot more acid today than normal. Even I had pork too that I made. Pork and had a lemon-ish based sauce. So I burped. Just a tiny, tiny little bit. Felt like it came up. I don't taste anything, but it just felt like acidity in my nose, and I had to fucking blow my nose for a second just to make sure I was cool. So that's it. Doesn't matter. Basically just updated the game mode widget, center the text better. That's all. What else? Oh, actually, I still need to check the VoIP games. What did I do? Did I do anything here? Did I do anything in the score widget? I don't even know what I would have done. Oh, and well, I created a sub little widget called Crystal Icon. I drew this paint and added that in here, put some text under it. Whenever you create it, you pass it a name and a capturing team. That way it knows what color to make the order, and it knows what name team. That way we can call an update function that will update the capturing team that we switch on to set the border using the team in three predetermined colors: blue, red, black. And that's kind of it. It's too crazy. I didn't learn that you can't replicate maps. Didn't know that. So you can replicate arrays. I just pass it an array. I don't think be replicated anymore, but right now it's not hurting keeping it replicated. Maybe I have to undo it later. I don't know. But pass info to the client, and a map is the easiest way to match a name of a crystal and its captured status. So I just pass pass the crystals that the server knows about to the players. Then the players determine the map. The same logic. It says, hey, who owns crystal? Get the name from that, or what is the crystal name? We'll pass that. And we've already added. Well, we haven't added them yet. But then we, for each item in this map, create a crystal. Excuse me. Save it. And create it with that name. So, wizard base, warlock base, center, east, west, etc. If it's wizard base or warlock base, we add it to the last or to the farthest right or farthest left parts. That way, base crystal right, left. Like weird when it's like east warlock base, west wizard base. It just looks weird. Bases are on the sides, the others in the middle. Then just add the rest of the order. 2. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And then we store them. That way, when we eventually call update, same thing. It gets the map to see what's the current captured status of all the. Then we loop all the icons we have, so there are 5 of them. And then we have the map being passed. Say, hey icon, which of these crystals are you? Oh, and we use the map name, the key value, say, hey, I'm center crystal. Oh, here's center crystal. Are captured, because the map tells us. And then we update captured status, and now your icon, this guy now goes from nothing to being captured. Boom. Something like that. So basically it. Next thing, however, is I need to update the announcements. Thought that stopping and clearing. Oh, we need to clear and stop first, because if I stop and then it immediately starts, and then I bet you this is your ongoing, clear the rest, stop, nothing to start. If we're ongoing, stop, start, clear queue, we're going to play the next. So these, I believe, flip. I think all the logic I need. Jane. I think that'll fix that. Blink. Wait, what? Did bug out? Oh, I got too far. I was worried that the capturing was wonk. Now let's listen. Fuck. Oh, I thought that was it, man. I thought if I played the announcement and then I cleared the queue, if I clear it first and I'm already playing one, then I stop and we're good. Oh, wait. Hold on. So it actually should be. Wait, so it should be that. Wait, so this should work regardless. If I clear the rest and then I stop and then I start, the clear should be the queue should be empty. So when I play, what does the queue look like? Because this is multicast and I'm clearing it. What is the queue normally? Is the queue local? Do we add to the queue? Play announcement. So this is multicast. We play it. And so it is added to the queue for us. It's all multicast. We're doing the victory sound. Okay. Stop. Clear the announcement buffer. I clear the buffer, nothing else. And I stop it. And then I start it. Right, but this is being passed as the announcement sound. I was worried for a sec that we were using an existing value and setting the previous one in the next buffer. But it's not. Playing Wizard Victory. So it's added. We play it. Wait. Announcement player audio. When is that being used? Wait, hold on. This says, oh, so this is the actual player. This should be announcement audio player. Shit name. Announcement audio player. Setting sound. First one announcement buffer, and then we remove it. So at the time this is called, what about, is there something different? Empty? No. Remove? No. This clear should complete it all, huh? I'm passing it announcement buffer. If the announcement audio is currently playing, stop it. We don't have to stop it otherwise. Then we add him buffer, play. If he's not empty, get the first one. Should just be that victory. Set that to sound, play. Bro, this logic seems flawless. I don't see anything else here. Unless the audio somehow finishes early when we're doing victory, but we should have already cleared at that time. We capture and we play the victory. Victory has to have gone through this entire thing. I don't know. That's going to take a deeper look. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to say centered, game over, countdown, text. I didn't really do anything to wipe shit. It's fine. Trying to figure out, well, it's not even an issue. It's really like issue. After victory sound, objective to crystal capture sound still plays. Not sure how yet. Not a priority. Doesn't affect. Not sure. Tomorrow thing. This is one of the things that tomorrow I'll look at. Card. But all right.